Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Good Morning Tarot. Well, another day is beginning, and I invite you to a general reading. This is for all signs. Now, it's a general reading, so just take what resonates with you. At the same time, you try to see how, oftentimes, because this is a general reading, there will always be bits and pieces here, little nuggets that will be available for you. It is also a timeless reading, so you might find you might find yourself going back again into this video, maybe sometime in the future, and you will get some insights that you need along the way. So whichever time the spirit brings you to this video, that's the best time for you right now. Okay. Now, for our main energy, we have here the Page of Pentacles. You see here, the Page of Pentacles is somebody who just received a pentacle. He just received a star. Okay. Now, the star can be sort of like an award. Remember when we were children, when we have homeworks or we have certain exercises in the school, when you perform well, you get high marks, or you are able to make an excellent job, the teacher would usually give you a star. Okay, so this can be sort of like an achievement or a recognition of what you have done. Okay, like for example, this is a young person. The page is that of a young energy, so it can symbolize that you are beginning on something, and maybe the universe will give you a certain gift. What comes to my mind right now, what comes to me right now is, for some of you, you might win something like lottery, or from out of the blue, there is a raffle, and then suddenly you win from it. Okay, so just be open to that. The universe wants to give you something, for something that maybe because you have been doing well. Okay, sometimes also you receive a certain gift from the universe because it's the right time. So right now maybe there is the right time for you to do something, and so the universe gives you this gift, this inspiration, and it is something that might require you to study, but it is something that will set you on fire. Maybe for some of you, well, you've been like, for example, one of those days when you feel, okay, it's something like that. Okay, it's just an ordinary day that is flowing like that. And suddenly, the universe suddenly sets you on fire, something like that. The universe gives you a certain gift that sets you on fire, that gets your attention and inspires you to study anew. Okay, so you are inspired to take something new, something that removes the boredom, something that gets your attention. So it can be a new relationship, it can be something, a new interest, a new hobby, or a new passion also. Maybe for some of you, a new career transition can be, or an additional to your career, something that brings more life to your career. So just be open to changes. Be open to new doors that are opening, because these new doors that are opening can be the gift that the universe wants to give you at this present time. Now, like the page, there is a need for you to be curious, to be excited. There is a need for you to have that resourcefulness to know more. Everything is provided for us right now, especially with the internet. If there is a new interest that you have, you can always search it out in the internet, in the web. So you will require some efforts to also learn from it, exert some efforts in order to learn from it. Suddenly I find myself drawn to these arms of this page. You see him, his arms are developed in such a way that I feel you will need to exert some efforts, to have a regular routine in doing this new inspiration in order for you to develop muscles, whether it be emotional muscles, whether it be spiritual muscles or physical muscles. Okay, it depends on the interest, but it will require you to have a regular practice, a regular routine in order for you to attain mastery in this new gift or this new door that is opening in your life. Now let us try to see how it will develop in the near future. Well, it will close a chapter in your life. So there is a chapter in your life that will close. Uh, well, in the closing of the chapter, there will be uh, some sorrow. Maybe it's because whatever this chapter that will close, you will really have to let it go. Just like this person, he had to let go of this dimension, and it was a painful one. Uh, it hurt him in all aspects of his being, so it can be a tower moment for some of you. But the chapter that closes opens a new chapter. The chapter that closes brings you a new sunrise. So it can be that, yes, because you are now being inspired to start something new, you might have to let go of something that is old. So if it is right now you are getting an inspiration for a new career, for some of you there might really be a need for you to let go of a career that you might have enjoyed in the past, and letting go of that career might cause you some pain in the process of letting it go. If it is a relationship, well, with this new endeavor, this new inspiration, no, it doesn't have to be that you are having a new relationship, but sometimes the new chapter that is opening to you will no longer be compatible to the present relationships that you might have at this present time. And even if you try to save that relationship, it might be that some people will no longer want to journey with you because their direction is towards something else and your direction is on the other way. Maybe the friendship will still be there, or maybe the relationship will still be there, but it might no longer be as often and maybe as intense as it used to be, because your directions are already you are already going to different directions. So for some of you, yes, it can be also a closing of a relationship because the new inspiration or the new gift is leading you to another place or another situation, which might be that some people are not yet ready to enter also. So in a certain sense, there might be some closing of relationships with this new inspiration that is coming. So for some of you, it can be a career change. Whatever those changes are, there will be some sorrow, there will be some pain, relationship or career or friendship. Uh, but it's still there. It's just that right now your focus is already changing. So this is a good thing that the universe is warning us that there might be some closing of chapters. And well, forewarned is forearmed. Uh, you will be able to prepare yourself and you will be able to understand, okay, yeah, maybe I need to close this chapter, something like that. Now, what is the advice of the universe for us? Well, just be creative, be productive, and just move on forward. Keep yourself busy. So if it is a relationship, if that relationship closes, then keep yourself busy. Pursue your passion. Just be like the King of Pentacles. He is busy working, uh, busy trying to contemplate on how to improve more this new inspiration. So he's being creative, he's being proactive. You see everything around him. There are a lot of activities, there are a lot of growing. He's on fire. Okay, we have here the ram, no? We have here Aries, no? the sign of fire. So he's on fire. He's very creative. He has a lot of activities. He has a lot in his plate. Okay, it keeps the busyness uh, keeps him not too preoccupied into indulging himself in sorrow. He keeps himself busy. So in a certain sense, this usually it's work has a way of making the pain less painful. The process of transformation or the process of transition. Okay, so from the transition to this new chapter, just keep yourself busy. Have the spirit of both the page and the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is more knowledgeable than the page. So it seems that the inspiration for you is to keep learning, and sooner or later you will attain the mastery of the King. And at the same time, be creative, produce a lot of things, keep yourself busy, and I think you will be able to make it through this transition process of the Ten of Swords much faster. You see, he is at peace. He has accepted already that certain chapters in his life will have to close. Well, that's part of life. Sometimes chapters close, and who knows, maybe in the future that same chapter will open but in a different energy already, and the story will be different. You are more mature as people, and so yeah, the if the chapter opens again in the future, then maybe things will be much better. But whatever it is, whatever the pain there might be in the closing of the chapters, everything, all these things will all pass. Okay. Right now, looking at the green fluorite, I see a fish. Okay, it makes me think of a spirit animal. So listen to your dreams. Okay, this is what came to me right now. Listen to your dreams. Listen to synchronicities. The universe wants to tell you something. Okay, so just be receptive. It's that's what suddenly came to me. Okay, so that's it for now. Let us go to the second part of our Good Morning Tarot, which is the self-care tip. For our self-care tip, we have here: solitude is where I place my chaos to rest and awaken my inner peace. Okay, this is a very nice phrase. It's when solitude becomes part of your life, when it already becomes a way of living, when it becomes a part of your daily routine, it becomes a source of peace, a source of being able to look at life at a better perspective. You will find solitude as a refuge for you, especially when there are a lot of thoughts that are coming in your mind. You find yourself enjoying withdrawing from the madding crowds in order to gain some perspective. Because somehow in solitude, you also find this moment to be receptive to the guiding hand of the spirit, to the guiding hand of your spirit guides. So, in a certain sense, you realize that when you are confused by the challenges that the world gives us, you find yourself automatically withdrawing and consulting the spirit with regards to how to respond to the situation. So in a certain sense, it gives us a certain peace, not only within, but peace that emanates outwardly. When people are restless, when they look at you, you are just quiet and peaceful. Or you are already doing something. You are already responding to or rising to the occasion. And I think these are products of solitude. And that's also one of the reasons why the love for solitude is enforced and grows in us. So it is something that you learn to love. It's They say, what comes to me right now is an acquired taste. Okay. At first, we enjoy being, yeah, amidst the world. We enjoy, with all the hustle and bustle of the world, we enjoy being there, immersing ourselves into it. But as you go and undergo transformation, you want to listen more to the spirit. So slowly you acquire that kind of way of life. And once you acquire it, you get used to it and you learn to love it. So yeah, solitude is where I place my chaos. It is where we go to, especially when we are a little bit affected by the energies of the environment around us. We tend to go to solitude already in order to regain that peace that emanates from within. Now I see here half quarter moons in the card. So the quarter moons in the card can also symbolize you are undergoing transformation at this time. You are undergoing spiritual growth, and yeah, the love for solitude will definitely increase. Now, at the lower part of the card, it is said, in one hand you hold your wildness, in the other your quietness. Draw from each hand as needed. Okay, I see here temperance, being able to balance. Balance exterior activity with interior activity, not to sacrifice any of both sides. To keep our doors open to both the exterior activity and the interior activity. To try to be flexible to the demands of the situation. If the demands need us to be quiet and composed, we use that peace that comes from within. If we need to have that explosion of energy in order to rise up to the occasion, then we use the energy also that comes from within. So, in a certain sense, both the interior and exterior world are equally contributing to your life situations. Now, let us try to read from the handbook that accompanies this card regarding solitude is where I place my chaos to rest. Okay, it says here in the internal self-care for our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. What if the idea that chaos exists in the world is an illusion? What if it only exists within us? A silent inner twin, a wily wonder of explosion and expansion that we must learn to live with in some way. Reflect upon your own relationship with chaos. Does it normally inspire you, a supercharge to your energy, or does it drain you, leaving you feeling avoidant or stressed? Just for today, picture an inner twin inside you that carries the rebel energy of chaos. Instead of chaos being a force that conspires against you from the outside world, let yourself experience its power from within. What structures in your life make you angry and want to rebel? What daily demands or societal parameters are the hardest for you to endure? Let your inner chaos disrupt them. Feel the power of reinvention. Notice at the end of the day what has shifted in your perspective. Okay, we can, yeah, it's beautiful. The advice is we can always use the chaos within as an energy that can allow us to rise to the situation. It's the fire that is within. We can harness that fire in order to benefit not only ourselves but the world around us. In a certain sense also, our shadow part can also be that chaos. Those things have that we have put into our subconscious mind because we felt that society might not accept it. Okay, well, they are fires also within, and we can harness them if we can just learn to reconcile with them. So sometimes it's also important for us that in our moments of solitude to have also that reconciliation with our shadow self, because we can harness those shadow selves, those shadow parts of ourselves towards our advantage. So we can harness them also, make them jumping boards and stepping stones instead of obstacles or sources of anxiety. Now, we go to the external self care, and it says here the workplace is an environment that involves a certain amount of professionalism or control, especially in terms of the limits it imposes on our range of expression. Today, allow the energies of your wildness and your restraint to inform your efforts and expression in your job. When does it feel powerful to hold back? And when does it feel powerful to let your inner animal guide your work? Remind yourself, I am not only an animal in a cage, I am also the cage. Okay, so yes, you have the energy, and you are also the one who can manage your energy. So you're not just being caged. It's not like your energy is just being caged. You can harness, you have the capacity to harness this energy and use it for your benefit and the benefit of the world. So I feel right now that our self care tip inspires us to use both that ability to remain calm and composed, and also the ability to explode into activities. Just like the one we saw in the tarot reading, the king of pentacles, he is somebody who is able to really move forward, keep himself busy, use his inner energy in order to be creative in his life. Okay, so that's what we have right now for our self care tip. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the chapter. Uh, Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to my channel. I'm sorry, my mind is flying away. Maybe it's because I am already spurred by the self care tip of, yeah, harnessing the energy within. Okay, so thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again in the near future. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.